Okay, so good evening, students. We are doing chapter number 4, going through the basic concepts. The first one is need for environment conservation. The first and the most important point is that it is going to maintain the balance in nature. The number of producers, number of consumers, all of it has to be in balance. Also, to solve the natural and artificial problems, some man-made problems can be solved with the help of environmental conservation, and similarly there are some calamities that can be at least controlled with the help of environmental conservation. Then to maintain biodiversity, now biodiversity basically means that the number of different types of species that we have around us, and each species requires a specific set of environment or specific set of conditions in which it is going to be able to survive. So environmental conservation अगर हम करते हैं तो हम ये biodiversity maintain करने का scope रखते हैं. Similarly, to protect rare and endangered species, as I said, their shelters, their houses, or say their habitats should not get damaged. Only then they will not be under stress. They will be able to reproduce properly, and therefore the rare and endangered species, which are very, very less in number, these type of organisms will grow. To fulfill the future needs of the man. Okay, so say 50 years down the line, if there is no wood, then there is one less source of energy production, which can therefore harm the future generations. So if you are conserving nature, conserving environment from now on, you are leaving some resources for the future generations. And last, to minimize air pollution for the healthy life. So these are 6 very basic points as to why there is a need of environmental conservation. Now let's continue with environmental conservation and biodiversity. Whatever harmful effects are happening because of environmental pollution, most of it has to be faced by the living organisms. Our living world has been richly diverse. We have so many different types of plants and animals around us. It consists of varieties of plants and animals. However, we are not able to see some specific animals जिसके बारे में हमने सुना तो है लेकिन हमने कभी उनको देखे नहीं है. So, for example, the northern white rhinoceros, Tasmanian tigers, Pyrenean ibex. So, who is responsible for them going extinct? It is nobody else than us. Now, when we talk about biodiversity, how can we define it? So, biodiversity is the richness of living organisms in nature due to presence of varieties of organisms, ecosystems, and genetic variations within a species. तो एक स्पीशीज में भी अगर आप देखो तो अलग अलग टाइप के ऑर्गेनिजम्स हमें देखने मिलते हैं. So biodiversity will occur at 3 different levels. Number 1 is genetic diversity, number 2 is species diversity, and number 3 is ecosystem diversity. Talking about genetic diversity, this is the occurrence of diversity among organisms of the same species. For example, mangoes, उसमें अल्फोंसो आता है, पायरी आता है. So there are 2, 3, 4, 5 different types of mangoes itself. Similarly, when we talk about us human beings, so specific regions in the world have a particular characteristic of their body. For example, when we talk about people from China or somewhere close to it, so you can look at them and say that these are Southeast Asians. When we talk about people from South Africa, you can look at them and say, when you talk about people from Canada, so these are basic changes that have happened over the period of years in that particular region. So each human being is different from the other. Because of this diversity, possibility of one species completely going out will decrease. Okay, even when we talk about wild cats, tigers, there were 9 subspecies of tiger, out of which 4 are still there. ओके, तो वो पूरा एक स्पीशी का खत्म हो जाना का चांसेस बहुत कम हो जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ द डाइवर्सिटी इन अ स्पीशीज. देन वी टॉक अबाउट स्पीशीज डाइवर्सिटी. There are innumerable species of organisms in nature. Species diversity will include different types of plants, mango, apple, orange, different types of animals, camels, dogs, donkeys, etc., and microbes as well. Then we come to ecosystem. अभी ecosystem मतलब क्या? So we've already learned जहाँ पर living non living things के बीच में interactions होते हैं. Okay, so even a small fish tank that you have is an ecosystem. Similarly, a lake, a pond, a desert, a tundra region, all of these are different types of ecosystems. तो ये 3 लेवल्स पे हमने सीख लिया अबाउट डाइवर्स. नाउ लेट्स लर्न अबाउट क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ थ्रेटेंड स्पीशीज. Now they are divided into endangered species, rare species, vulnerable species, and indeterminate species. We'll go to them one by one. The first one is endangered. Now these organisms number has either reduced or their habitat, that is the place where they used to live naturally, has reduced to such an extent that if there are no conservative measures implemented, there is a high chance that these organisms might go extinct. Examples of these: lion-tailed monkey and lesser florican. Second, we go to rare species. Number of these organisms has considerably declined. These are also endemic, which means that they will be only found in that particular region. If necessary precautions not taken, definitely these are also going to become extinct very fast. So first और second में बहुत कम difference है. First वाले हैं जिनका नंबर कम हुआ है, second वाले ऐसे जो वही एक endemic region में मिलेंगे, वही area में मिलेंगे. For example, red panda, musk deer. Then we have vulnerable species. Number of these organisms is very less and it further continues to decline. So if it goes on that way, these are also going to become extinct very soon. Examples are tigers and lions. And last is the indeterminate species. Indeterminate मतलब हम इनका सही सही तरीके से बेसिकली नंबर क्या है वो पता ही नहीं लगा सके हैं. These appear to be endangered because of their behavioral habits. Basically, you do not see them that much that you can take their senses and understand if their number is more or less. Examples of these are giant squirrel. So I hope now you people are clear with the concept of classification of endangered. Now let's go to the 10th chapter, disaster management. Starting from the very basics, disaster. What is a disaster? So it is an event that causes disruption of life and property. It can be natural, it can be man-made. Variously dangerous events occur many times in the environment, which are called as disasters. Some of the main natural disasters are floods. Mumbai experiences it almost every year or every alternate years. Wet and dry famine, cyclones, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. These are all going to happen all of a sudden. Okay, and these are troubles to mankind. Such events will thereby cause a lot of damage because this is bringing about sudden changes in the environment. Environment is also getting harmed or it is also getting damaged when we are making overuse of the natural resources for our own development. This also leads to certain disasters which are unexpected to human beings. Such disasters are called as man-made disasters. United Nations has defined the loss the disaster as sudden event that leads to huge loss of life and property. As these occur suddenly, it cannot be predicted, hence precautions are not possible. मतलब अगर आपको पता हो तो आप प्रिकॉशन लोगे, बट अगर पता ही नहीं है तो there is definitely no scope that you can take a precaution against it. Then we talk about cyclone. If it is forming in deep inside the sea, then you can make it, because now we have advanced technologies, we have satellites which can give us information about how to expect or when to expect it. But something like an earthquake cannot very easily be predicted. Huge losses to the property occur in the area of disaster. There are some long-term effects on the society, and also there is loss of life and property. Various areas of life, like economic, obviously there is a lot of loss. Social, cultural loss, political problems, law and order, administration, all of these are affected by it. The life of people in an area of a disaster is going to get completely disturbed. Loss of life and property also puts people in distress. Basically, they are in a situation of nowhere to go, nothing to do. Also, when we talk about period of a disaster, not all of them are going to have the same. Some of them are going to be short term, whereas some of them are going to be long term disasters. Also, speaking about it, a disaster can have different causes. Okay, the reason behind each and every single disaster is going to be different. Depending upon the nature of disaster, we can say which component of the environment is going to be affected more. There are various types of disasters, and the precautionary measures have to be taken in case the disaster happens. Okay, तो हर disaster होने पे हम कोई precautionary changes ला सकते हैं, measures ले सकते हैं, जहाँ पे हम at least थोड़ा ज़्यादा safe रह सकें. We can classify the disaster in other ways too, like catastrophic disasters. Catastrophic disasters are cyclones in Odisha, earthquake of Gujarat and Latur. Similarly, many cyclones that occur on the coastal plains of Andhra Pradesh. All of this leads to huge loss of life and property. It causes chaos in people's life and obviously in the and of people in that particular region. Disasters which make an impact for long duration are those whose after effects are severe or their severity increases with time. Basically, अगर एक nuclear disaster हुआ है, तो उसके effects are seen for many years ahead. For example, famine, problems of the crops, rising levels of the oceans, desertification, all of these are problems. Now we come to the type of disasters. Three types overall classified into geophysical, biological, and man-made. Geophysical, you can divide it further into two, geological and atmospheric. Geological में examples earthquake, volcanoes, tsunami, landslides and landfalls, erosion of the soil, alkalization, basically alkalinity of soil increasing to a very big extent, flooding. Then we talk about atmospheric ones. Examples are hot and cold waves, snowstorms, snowfall, cyclones, hailstorms, drought, flood, meteorite, sunspots, etc. Then we talk about biological, so it can be divided into two, plant and animal, affecting the plant, affecting the animal. Plant में we have forest fires, fungal diseases, spreading, weeds, unwanted plants. कौन से हैं तो there are some aquatic plants, carrot grass, common grass, etc. Then we talk about animals, infections that they get because of certain bacteria, because of certain viruses, fungus, etc. Cholera, a very common disease which happens because of bad water quality. Malaria, again because of accumulation of water. Hepatitis, affected because of water. Plague, insects, bite of poisonous animals. All of these are the types of biological disasters. Then we have man-made. Man-made made two classifications: unknown and international. Poisonous gases released, atomic tests, unplanned action accident. International में war, fire, bomb blasts, forced migrations, terrorism, rapes, child labor, etc. So all of these are different types of disasters.